So today we have joining us Dr. Amit Mishra, the advocate before the Supreme Court who was representing the 27-year-old married woman in which the Supreme Court has today pronounced its order and not given her permission to go ahead and abort her child. Amit, thank you so much for taking time out and speaking to India today. Can you just start by giving us a little bit of a brief gist of what were the facts of the case that led this case to come to the Supreme Court and what exactly was argued before the top court of the country?
Actually, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it's very unfortunate today that this lady has not got the justice from the top court. And the facts are so overwhelming that she deserves justice in this case. This is a lady who got married in Delhi in 2017. And after that, see the facts, how the facts are her so overwhelming in this case. She delivered first child on 30th September 2019 through C-section. After that, she got problems also, and medication was there. Then after 3 years, she delivered second child on 30th September 2022. That is also through C-section. But after second delivery, she was having depression and postpartum psychosis. And due to that, she was under heavy medicines. For 1 year continuously, instead of taking calcium, iron, the medicines which are required for the growth of the baby, well-being of the baby, she took these depressive medicines for 1 year, whole 1 year, and today also the treatment is going on. If she doesn't take her medicine for even for a single day, then she gets problem. She doesn't get sleep. She even informed me that she has attempted to commit suicide also. She gets hallucinations. She gets delusions. She confines herself in a room and hits her head towards the wall. She even tried to harm the baby also. That's why her 2 kids are taken care by her mother-in-law, not by her. Now, this is the third pregnancy which she came to know about it on 28th of September 2023. She was not at all aware due to lactational amenorrhea, LAM, which we in India, most of the pregnant women follow this as a contraceptive method. So when she came to know about this pregnancy, as she was not having any symptoms also, moreover, or any signs of pregnancy. So when she came to know, she was feeling little bit discomfort in her body. So she went to a doctor. Doctor did scan. Then on first time on 28th September, she came to know about the pregnancy. Immediately she ran here and there for termination, but all refused. At that time, the pregnancy was.
Amit, just one. How many weeks was she pregnant when she
at
first?
At that time, the pregnancy was 24 weeks 1 day. 24 weeks 1 day. So the pregnancy was unplanned. The pregnancy was accidental and unwanted. So 2 to 3 days, they both husband and wife ran here and there, approached various hospitals, centers, clinics, but all refused. Then someone informed them that you should go to court. Then they were looking for an advocate and somehow they connected me. Then immediately they met me on first. After 2 days, they met me. Second was holiday due to 2nd of October. On 3rd, I prepared the SLP. In this, I filed writ petition for her under directly 32. And 4th, I filed in the court. So within 5 days, the writ petition was filed in the court and the matter was listed before special bench on 5th. And on 5th, the special bench directed to constitute a medical board also. In this matter, facts were overwhelming. And on 9th, wonderful and fair order was passed by the special bench for termination of pregnancy. The petitioner was quite happy also that she has got rid now. She has become free from this pregnancy as it's unwanted and accidental. And moreover, she was unable to take care of herself. So the petitioner and her husband and family, there are total 7 members in her family, including husband, wife, mother-in-law, father-in-law, two kids and one sister also. So the family is also average family, just having quite paltry salary and running. It's very difficult to run the family at that paltry income. Husband works in a private company, so they quite become happy. But on 10th ko they were directed by the special bench to reach AIMS also in the morning. They reached hospital at 9 o'clock sharp, and they were in the hospital for the termination of pregnancy. So they were sitting there till 1 o'clock. They came, she called me, the petitioner called me that somewhere they are having some doubt ki, uh, you don't have proper order, it is not written, something like this. I talked to doctor, or I talked to concerned person also. So now
Was
first
was
time,
the hospital telling her this, that there were no proper orders regarding the termination of the pregnancy?
yeah, when they reached the hospital, it was near about 25 weeks, and it's not first time that the hospital has raised any objection on the order of the High Court or Supreme Court. This is
Hmm.
the first time where the doctors have raised an objection on the order of the top court. It's very
Hmm.
surprising also. This is the first time in history, I think so. I'm seeing this. Any doctor has challenged the order of the top court.
But on what basis did the doctors say that? That
Because I was
whatever
married.
report.
Because I was married. If
Okay.
this pregnancy would have been arisen from uh, uh, arisen to rape victim, or unmarried woman, or mental retarded, or physically disabled, then they would not have raised any question. Because I was married, all other women will come, therefore they raise this question, because they will get the burden of other patients also. Similar petitions will come, may come, or there. So somewhere I think this matter became, I means some
So,
intervention is there.
so Amit, when the doctors sent back their medical report after examining her, what was stated in this report? What did they actually put on record regarding her pregnancy?
Now the report, the first report was also, actually they didn't tell about anything, her medications, psychological part, the psychiatric part. They have not mentioned anything about. Just they written ki at the time we have done scan, it's fine, and I just take out her report also. Just give me a second. Yes. In that report, just 25 weeks, 5 days were mentioned. The report is of 6th October. And as per the current status, the baby is viable and has reasonable chance of survival. And the patient is having postpartum psychosis. It was mentioned in the report. Previous to LSCS have they mentioned, and therefore termination can't be allowed. They denied the termination.
So
On the ground,
despite
basically,
this,
their main concern was ki in this report, the first report, that baby is viable.
right. So just to make it clear to our viewers, the Supreme Court two-judge bench had specifically passed an order that she should be allowed to terminate her pregnancy,
Yes.
after which she'd gone back to AIMS. And AIMS in their medical report stated that the baby is viable, which is why termination of
No, no.
pregnancy should
There is
not.
a first report on the order was passed on the first report.
Right,
Later on second day, on 10th, there is no big difference between the two reports.
right,
Mere a word is changed. In the first report, there was a reasonable chance of survival. Now in the second report, they have mentioned strong chance of survival.
right.
They showed this second report as a strong, made it strong, and used the word feticide, due to which this matter became, due to which the patient has suffered.
Right. So it is after the second report that the government then went back to the Supreme Court. Am I right?
Yes, then after that they put the application that there is a clarification from the AIM side whether we should go for feticide, and it's not possible. How we have to now the hospital is asking from the court how we have to proceed.
Hmm.
It's very surprising. It's mentioned in the order already. Clear
Right,
cut. It's mentioned in the order that if the baby is alive, then incubate it, take
right.
care of it. It mentioned in the order unnecessarily. raise the question of infanticide and what we have to do with the baby if baby is alive. So that was all frivolous, not required at all.
So then this second time now when the government went back to Supreme Court asking them to recall the earlier order. Can you tell us what happened in the Supreme Court then?
Then after that again, they have to mention, actually the power is not with the court to constitute a special bench. Then after that they mention the matter, they put an application before the chief that there is a clarification from the hospital side, from the doctor side. Or moreover, there is one important thing also. The first report was made by the board of doctors. There were 6 members, and the second mail which came from the single doctor. It's quite surprising. The thing they ask in the second report could be the part of the first report also, and why the second report came from the first single doctor only, and that doctor was the part of the board also, medical board. So somewhere it's prima facie seems ki intervention is there in this matter. Intervention.
Right. So today now sorry, please continue.
Yeah, then after that application was filed, the again special bench was constituted by the chief. Again on 11th, 10th was mentioned before the court. 11th board 11th the special bench was constituted. On 11th the court criticized also the Union of India, AIMS also, why they didn't given this kind of fair report. The elaborative report they are providing now, they could have do it previously also, so that we have passed that type of order. But there is no big difference between both the report. Just they have used the word feticide, and how we have to do with the fetus if it is alive, just to create a hype. I don't know, means just to. We have done, there are several catena of judgments and several cases where we have done abortion of 27 weeks, 29 weeks, 33 weeks. Several judgments are there. But
so,
the AIMS hospital has never asked any single question how we have to proceed in those cases. Right. They have never raised. Difference is that this is the first case where a married woman went to Supreme Court for the abortion. Before this, the cases which went to Supreme Court or High Court, or so there were rape victims or unmarried or disabled, mainly from rape victims, or there is an abnormality to the fetus. Right. So there never question have been arisen. Or recently, I tell you, recently in August 2023, 2-judge bench passed the order for termination of pregnancy of 27 weeks of rape victim on ground of mental health. Same court 3 months back passed the order, or today the same judge bench split, and the matter goes before the chief, and it means unfavorable order comes.
So do you think that it's because of her circumstances and because there weren't any extraordinary circumstances, so as to say, for her case to be made into an exceptional case is why the Supreme Court has gone ahead and passed this order today where they've specifically directed her to carry on with the pregnancy full term?
Actually,
like my question basically is that suppose she was unmarried, or like you said, God forbid, she was a rape survivor. Then in those circumstances, do you think the court would have looked at the case differently than what they did?
Definitely.
Because she's married and
the same thing I mentioned before the court also. Had it been the case of a rape victim, had it been the case of an unmarried woman, had it been the case of mentally or physically disabled, so then the circumstances would have been different. Right. I would have been allowed. But today I am married. That's why that's why the petitioner is suffering here today. And there is moreover, there is no delay on the part of the petitioner. These medical conditions can be happen with any woman in India. There are sometimes contraceptive failures also gets failed also. Even after IUCD or some other contraceptive devices, they gets failed. Menopausal woman sometimes get pregnant, and they came to know about it later on in the life. Then what they will do when it's unwanted, unplanned, accidental pregnancy? How you can deny the woman, means insisting woman, compelling woman, no, you have to continue the pregnancy. it's prima facie, according to me, it's amount to serious violation of our fundamental right of reproductive choice, dignity, bodily integrity.
The order that's come in today from the Supreme Court, Amit, what do you think is the basis of that? Because I think we're still waiting for the detailed order copy
Yes,
in
yes.
the
Just
case
now
to
the
come.
operative part has come,
Right.
so I'm.
But what do you think is the reasoning that the Supreme Court has gone with to pass such an extraordinary order? Anything that you...
According to me, Supreme Court has given a literal interpretation that the petitioner is not falling under two categories. The first category is that there is a serious threat to the life of the pregnant woman. Second, or there is abnormality to the fetus. So I am not falling in any of these categories. So I should be. I should not get given the
So they've gone by a literal definition
literal.
of what
They have
the
given the
MPP
literal
Act
and
says.
literal interpretation. What
Right.
is mentioned in the act, they have. I tell you, the one important thing here is the judgments. There are catena of judgments which have been passed previously. There also there is no threat to the life of the pregnant woman. Like in case of rape victim, if I tell, and disabled, physically disabled, yeah, mental retarded, many cases of rape victims, there is no threat to the life of the pregnant woman, but still, due to on the ground of mental health, that there is a serious grave injury to the physical and mental health of the woman, we are allowing this petition. So same case is with me. I went there because this pregnancy is causing grave injury to the physical and mental, not only physical and mental, rather I am medically also, I'm not medically capable to raise this, nurture this child.
Right.
Delivering the child is one thing. Means, first of all, the carrying the pregnancy to its full term is a big thing for this lady. Then after that, delivering the child, because 2 LSCs before, fragile health conditions, vulnerable completely. Delivery, after that, raising and nurturing the child. Previous 2 kids are taken care by mother-in-law. After that, facilitating and supporting the kid financially. So all I am miserably failed in all these, physically, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, financially, and moreover, most importantly, medically. So I somewhere I think the justice has not been given to this lady who approached the court within 5 days after coming to know about her pregnancy, but court took 12 days, from 5th to 16th, I think 2 weeks they have taken in deciding the petition.
Amit, have you had a chance to speak to the couple since the order has come today? Where are they right now? How are they
Just now
feeling about...
she is in touch with me since morning. I tell you, she is asking ki what will happen today, and I am unable. It's very difficult for me to discuss, to inform her about this order.
Have you
She's
not told her yet?
just, I inform her just now. She was calling me again and again. As in the afternoon, I told her ki 2 o'clock it will come. Then after that, I told her ki 3 o'clock. Then she's calling me and she's also apprehensive what will happen. Then I informed her ki just proper to complete order has not yet come, but I have come to know from operative part has come, and our application has been not allowed. So she
Right.
got disturbed. Really, she got disturbed, and I also got disturbed
No, I understand. It must be really difficult
because I
to...
am sad for her. Actually, I am sad for her.
I
Actually,
completely
her
understand.
case is very strong. She was falling under exceptional category. The same we have done before the other patients, other victims, other petitioners who have come approach the court. So same thing would have been done with her also.
Right.
She would have got justice.
Right.
Now it's difficult for her to raise another child, and she's not having mere depression. There's a difference between depression and psychosis. Psychosis is a medical emergency. In our country, I'm sorry to say, but in our country, we don't give more significance to mental health.
Right. That's what it seems like. I mean, it is an unfortunate order coming in from the court. Even more unfortunate for her, who has to now comply with it and go
Yes,
through with
yes.
it. But what would be your plan of action now? Do you plan to ask for a review of this order? I mean, I understand that with every passing day, the matter is going to become more complex, and getting the pregnancy terminated is going to get more difficult. So, do you think that all the doors regarding any sort of relief have been shut for you, or are you going to try and
Actually,
compel the court
I
to
am just
review?
I just waiting for the copy of order. I went go through it, then we will decide then what we have to do further.
And what kind of a space is the family in right now? I mean, if once they've known about this order, do you think
They are really
what is the
disturbed. They are really disturbed by this order. I asked whether you have informed about to your husband also. Then she said, "Yeah, I informed. He is also disturbed. Ki now what we have to do?" Because they are not. They don't have any plans for this. They are not prepared for this.
right?
So raising a child for a normal family also, it's a huge task, and it's not a normal family. It's an average family. Or moreover, medically they are not that much capable. They were coming from metro. They don't have that much money to book a cab, or they will come to hospital or come to court.
What, Amit, what do you have to say about the kind of arguments that the government has put forth before the court, that they are willing to pay for the expenses, that they are going to take care of all of the medical treatment, that they are in fact even willing to take care of the child till the
Yeah,
time
that I
the
have
child is
come
not
to
put
know
up for
about that.
adoption?
Ki in the morning also, Union of India has said ki we will take care of all the expenses
Right.
um,
Do you
till
think that
delivery.
makes any difference to the decision itself regarding the termination of pregnancy, or do you think that's immaterial? The fact that the government
Some
is willing to step in to also take care of the child and put it up for adoption if that's what's required.
somewhere the court has balanced by that.
Hmm.
Somewhere the court has thought case, somewhere the thought has come to the court also, that when the government is taking care of the petitioner, her medical conditions, they will take care in prenatal care and delivery, post care also. Then the
Right.
somewhere the court has to make the balance also. So, and the new report with the which has come just now, so the court has actually passed the order on the basis of that new report, fresh report, third report which has come, that there is no abnormality to the child, and the conditions, medical conditions by which the petitioner is suffering, that can be controlled, managed by alternative medicines, and she may be get admitted and treated in the hospital. So all these things, somewhere the court has made up their mind that, look, if these things can be managed, then you should continue the pregnancy. But
Right.
I also pointed out actually that um, the report is not fair actually. Means the third report also which has come today, it has come, it is clear cut proof that the patient is having postpartum psychosis. And moreover, means they have mentioned also that the symptoms or the complications may occur to the baby also in the future. Matlab, they have not said written clear cut it will not happen. And moreover, they have also said in the report ki if situation gets worse to the patient, then she can come and admit in the hospital. It's not that easy. If she now the big question comes before us is, if this lady does anything in the next 3 months, because as the pregnancy will advance, her bouts or depression will enhance. If she does something, then what we will do in that case?
Right.
Our priority should be mother, not the unborn child. Fetus is from mother, not vice versa. Why are we giving priority to that who is not in existence instead of that who is in front of you? Quite surprising.
I understand, Amit. It must be really difficult. I mean, for you as the lawyer, plus for the family, to having to comply with this order must be a difficult task ahead. And all of my sympathies with them very deeply. I'm sure we're waiting for the detailed copy of the order. But at the same time, just a couple of final questions before I let you go. Do you think there's been injustice in this case, not just with the mother, but also with the family who've repeatedly pled before the Supreme Court to allow them to terminate this pregnancy because they're not going to be able to go through with it?
Somewhere I think justice is not done in this case with the petitioner, especially because she is the only one who has to suffer now. Directly, she has to suffer medically. physically, mentally, emotionally, and moreover indirectly family also somewhere, because they have to rear the child. They also have to take care of the burden, extra burden of the new member. And
Right.
when finances are limited, then it's very difficult to manage everything. So somewhere I think justice is not served in this case especially.
Amit, as a lawyer, what options are really available to her now that the Supreme Court has passed this order? What are her legal remedies available to her that she can hope to uh, enforce to try and get this order overturned?
It's very difficult now. It's three judge bench already has passed this order. Now
Right.
27 weeks have been passed also. So I don't think we should go in. First, I go through with the order, then review. Can we go in review?
But there's
But
not a lot of hope.
because already this order has been passed by chief, so it's very difficult.
Not too much hope there, I
Yes.
guess. Well, Amit, thank you for speaking to India Today, and good luck to you. Good luck to your clients. I
Thank you,
hope
ma'am.
all of us hope that they find the strength to go through with this, and both the mother and the baby are healthy at the end of this, and hopefully something good can come out of it. But thank you for
Last
taking
thing
the
I
time.
want to say, ma'am.
Yes,
Last thing I want
please.
to say, ki it's fine that means pro-life we understand, but in this case, this was a so overwhelming case that facts are so overwhelming that she should be given, she should be allowed.
Right.
Her choice should not be curbed. Her choice is killed somewhere, I think. She was praying. In the morning also she called me. She was saying, just convey my message to lordship that I am unable to raise this child for next 3 months. Day by day my days are getting tough. Really, I will not able to continue for how I will carry the next 3 months. Anaka, I will convey your message. Or I conveyed also in the morning to chief, ma'am, lordship, this is the message given by the petitioner. Next 3 months are really very tough for me. The due date is 17th of January. Now how can I, how the country, democratic country, can tell her, no, you have to bear this pregnancy, you have to continue this pregnancy for next 3 months, you have to deliver the child? Somewhere amounts to violation of our fundamental rights, ma'am. Bodily integrity, really.
Well, Amit,
Reproductive choice.
as things are in this country, the Supreme Court is the final arbiter, and
Yes, ma'am.
sometimes that's for the good, and at other times it's a little bit of unfortunate. But there's not much we can do about it except for to discuss it, to explain to the viewers what's happening, and hope for some justice the next time around.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amit, for
Okay,
speaking to
ma'am.
India.
Thank you.